Welcome back, everybody, to our Halifax 57 Rescue Show number 7. And we've got more great news and items to share with you, history. And as I spoke a week ago, some of the finest young people in all of Canada are the Air Cadets of Canada. It's a great organization nationwide. The young people of Canada learning to become air crew and getting totally immersed in possibly becoming future pilots or air crew for the Canadian Air Force. We followed them. We met with them at Vintage Wings of Canada in Gatineau, Quebec. These young air cadets being given rides, not in just airplanes, but vintage wings airplanes called Yellow Wings. Those World War II trainers, they got flights in those aircraft. And what a wonderful day it was for them to expand their horizons. And who knows, these young people, maybe we helped inspire them. Maybe they will become pilots or air crew, or even the best of all, some of Canada's first astronauts, the Air Cadets of Canada.
At the Gatineau Airport near Ottawa, the organization known as Vintage Wings of Canada displays an incredible collection of classic flying aircraft. One of their special education programs, the Yellow Wings Project, has invited Canadian Air Cadets to experience the fascinating gift we know as aviation. From a host of informative lectures on aircraft to the exciting experiences of actually flying one of these planes, Yellow Wings' objective is to inspire the future aviators of this vast nation.
Hi, I'm Lily Yang, and we're at the Vintage Wings hangar, and this is one of the projects for Yellow Wings. I'm with Noel Mason. How was your flight today?
My flight was very good. The pilot told me more about the program. He actually showed me a bit how to fly. I flew for about, I'd say, half the time, and he helped me actually improve from the beginning to the end. It was actually a really good time.
How was your flight today?
My flight was good. It was exciting and inspiring all at the same time. I was just happy to finally get up in the planes that I've been watching from air shows my whole life.
During your flight, did you ever have a moment, like an inspiration or anything pop into your mind during that time?
I thought, well, this is a great way to spend my life. If I want to be an Air Force pilot, I'd be training in airplanes like this, and I loved that flight, so it would be a great job, and it inspired me even further to become an Air Force pilot.
So my father was actually in cadets, and my grandfather was in the Air Force, and I decided, I may as well, follow tradition, try it out, and I joined and I loved it, so I stuck with it.
Well, for me, I didn't really know much about it, but I heard about it, and I decided I'd try it out, give it a shot, and I love it, and I love aviation now, and it's great.
What has been your most memorable experience as a cadet?
As a cadet, I feel like summer camps are really memorable. You meet a lot of new people, you get to try a lot of new things. It was my first glider flight when I went to camp, and it's very exciting.
I agree with the camps too. It's a great learning experience, and you get to meet a lot of new people, and it's just a good time.
Well, cadets is a great motivation for young people who are interested in aviation, especially as an air cadet. We get a lot of opportunities to fly and to learn about aviation, and as well, it provides a lot of base for leadership and public speaking and a lot of important things that are important for the future.
Yeah, other than learning about aviation, even if you're not interested in going into aviation for your future, it gives you a lot of skills that are helpful in everyday life with leadership and public speaking and all those things.
And personally, who are your idols?
Chris Hadfield, of course, has been a huge influence. I met him at a Battle of Britain parade, so he's always been very inspirational for me. And as well, I have idols within my own squadron, so my old warrant officer, he was very, very inspirational for me, and he really encouraged me to pursue my goals. So.
For me, I think it'd be women in aviation, because it feels like you can relate to them, and yeah.
I'm the president of Vintage Wings. My name's Rob Fleck. This is exciting. How exciting to share the joy of flight with all these leaders of tomorrow. Isn't this exciting?
Yes.
It's really, really important that we tell this story for a whole bunch of reasons, but the most important reason is all these young men and women we're taking flying, they're our civic leaders for tomorrow, right? And to share this and to tell people what's going on, that's really important.
I as well got to fly in the Harvard today, and again, it was absolutely amazing, beautiful weather, great flight, just incredible.
And flying today, what did that mean to you?
It certainly meant a lot. So I've already done some flying with the Cadets program, and so I'm always looking for new opportunities to come out and fly new planes. I've definitely never had the chance to fly in a warbird. It's definitely a very exciting opportunity that I don't think a lot of kids get the chance to, so I really relished that today and made the most of it. And it was definitely a very new experience, but I loved every minute of it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I as well thought it was just a great experience just to be able to go in such historic aircraft and to be able to experience something that so few people actually get to experience. I thought that was really incredible.
Well, you know, our program this year is called On the Wings of History, Go the Leader of Tomorrow. I'd like to think that I'm a little bit part of that history, part of that leadership, and that we really want to embrace the young people to really learn about aviation, science, math, technology, and embrace a career. So I'm kind of wearing two hats today. I'm part of that history, I'm part of the leadership that want to bring them on board and make them achieve their dreams.
And for you guys, how have you found that your experience has helped you develop as an individual?
So as far as developing as an individual, I feel like I get a lot of opportunities that other youth my age wouldn't get. So on Wednesday nights now, I'm 18, but I'm in charge of some 100 and some cadets. So it keeps me on my toes, and I have to stay organized. But it's definitely helped me a lot in terms of multitasking skills at school. I definitely find that I'm able to handle a lot more than maybe I would otherwise. So it's definitely been a great for my leadership, and especially for being able to handle all sorts of different situations. I think it's been a really important part of my youth so far.
Harness. Now let's pull the big straps. Start with these straps first. On each side, you have the big strap. Pull, and that tightens them up. Okay. Now on your shoulder harnesses.
How are you doing?
Yeah, go ahead. Shoulder harnesses, pull that.
What do you think of this? What you're doing today? What do you think?
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. It's great fun flying with the kids, you know. The last young man, I let him fly the airplane for about 10 minutes, and first time he's ever flown an airplane. So it's great to give them a little bit of stick time in these beautiful old airplanes.
Now
do you think this will inspire them?
I sure hope so. We hope so. That's the whole point.
What is your message for youth considering joining this program?
They absolutely should. The first year is always the toughest because it's so new and there's so many new things to learn and they're unsure of it and stuff. But like anything, you stick with it, you work hard, and the rewards are endless.
And being a cadet, how has that changed you as an individual?
Well, it's changed my schoolwork. I was going down the wrong line, so to speak, but I've definitely picked it up. I've got new friends and all. I've become more intelligent in the aviation industry, and it's just a great experience.
Who are your idols that you look up to?
Chris Hadfield. He was a cadet as himself. He really inspires me to become a pilot and maybe even become an astronaut.
Would you recommend to other youth to join the cadet, and why?
I would definitely recommend it because even if you're not necessarily interested in aviation, it gives you so many skills that you can use later in life, and it's just, you learn so much and you meet so many people, and it's just great.
And for all those people that are considering joining the program, what is your message to them?
Do it now. I mean, as soon as you turn 12, join, because it's the best experience you'll ever get.
The message would be, take the challenge. We understand and recognize that the cadet movement is not for everybody, but you're not going to know unless you try it.
How do you feel right now?
Happy, and I want to go fly. L'excitation, c'est quand même la première fois que je vais voler dans un avion comme ça.
Est-ce que tu es nerveuse?
Juste un peu, mais je suis sûr que ça va bien aller et on est entre de bonnes mains.
Merci.
Oh, I'm very happy I'm a cadet. I feel like it was hard the first couple years, but when I stuck through it, it really presented a lot of opportunities for me to get flying. Yep, here I go. Thank you.
And so this is the type of thing that inspires us to carry on and bring forward more interesting programs all the time to keep the cadets involved in understanding and maybe looking at a career in aviation or aerospace field. And we offer other programs. If they're not inclined to the flying side, they can take training to be a leader.
How was your flight today?
It was great. It was the best thing I've ever done.
What did it mean for you to fly in that Chipmunk for the first time?
Well, it's only the second time I've ever been in like a single engine plane, and it's just one of my dreams. Like, I want to be a pilot. That's what I want to be.
And there you have it, a wonderful adventure for Air Cadets. And continuing on with this program, what we've got now is we have, as you've been following, we have done our homework, we've done our research, we've got our recovery crew in Norway, DACON, Subsea, and they have rallied their equipment. They are out on the water. They've found the airplane. They're getting ready to lift. And they caught us off guard. They were doing such a beautiful job that we quickly went to Norway. We arrived there. And guess what? First day there, they found the tail of the Halifax, which was sitting just behind the main body. So they lifted up this giant tail section of the Halifax. And folks, when they lifted that up as the sun was setting that day, we knew we had picked the right team. And as that, let me tell you, I was an eyewitness. When they had it, the tail up about 10, 12 feet in the air, bringing it out of the water and over to the display platform where they put the tail down, as they lifted the tail up, we were looking up at the bottom of the tail, and while it's hovering in midair, all of a sudden, the tail wheel gear doors, a retractable tail wheel on a Halifax, the doors opened up, and the weight of the tail wheel and gear, the gear came down out of the bottom of the Halifax, and everybody was going, whoa. And then we slowly brought the tail over and put it on land, its first landing in 50 years. But you got to watch this. The first section of the Halifax coming out of 700 feet of water. Wow. And we were there.
August 13th, 1995. The moment had come. We were on our way to Norway. The Halifax salvage operation was now a reality. DACON had concluded that they could lift the plane from a depth of 750 feet. It wasn't going to be easy. We all knew it, but it was important. It was important to the veterans. It was important to the young people who would someday see the plane in the Trenton Museum. It was important to all of us. We knew that if we succeeded, the record of what we had done would be talked about for many years to come. If we failed, it would be a heartbreaker. Arriving from Paris, we were met by Doug Rutley and Tor Marceau. Doug was representing the Canadian Armed Forces. His technical crew would be disassembling the plane once it had reached the beach. In 1945, when the plane had crash-landed on the lake, it had broken into two pieces. As we arrived in Hamar, the tail section was being lifted from the waters of Lake Mjosa. Arriving in Hamar, Norway, the DACON team is about to lift the first piece of the aircraft, the tail section.
Come calm conditions, just like now?
Yes.
Well, that's what we need, because as long as the wind doesn't blow, we're going to have it done on schedule. But we'll just have to hope for the best and make sure that if we have to, we'll work at night, huh? Because obviously the wind is going to be a little bit less at night.
When the plane sank, the tail section broke off from the main body. Dacon believed lifting this piece was the first logical step in the project schedule. Using the ROV, Dog attaches cables to the rear bulkheads, and slowly but surely the tail section is lifted from the water.
It's just marvelous. Seeing the Halifax out of the water like that, the tail, it's in remarkably good condition considering all it's been through. I'm really looking forward to bringing it back home and putting it back together, putting it on display. That would be just super.
The next morning, Karl and his son Jonathan meet with Ott Garda to inspect the tail's condition as it lay at the Hias water plant. Ott Garda was more than eager to supply a landing area at the beach and a storage facility for the project.
4 machine guns.
Oh, the bullets.
Yeah, 303s. You can see the belts of machine gun bullets in there. And I wonder how far back the bullets go. So this is Thomas Waitman's office. You know Thomas Waitman, Newcastle?
When we asked why he was providing his storage facility for free, Ott Garda told us that in World War II, his uncle had been trained as a navigator for the RAF at a place called Little Norway, or as we know it today, Toronto Island Airport. Damage from the crash is evident as Karl inspects the tail's condition, noting its remarkable ability to survive the elements.
Look at this. Look down here. Hardly any corrosion at all. So you can see where it's been in the mud. See, it's down in the mud? But it's good. Good preservation down there. See, look at this. Look at this fitting.
Whoa. There's no corrosion at all.
There's no corrosion on that. Those screws are like brand new.
So oxygen available.
Yeah, see the mud?
And there you have it, folks. An eye popper. This is no longer a theory or a good idea. This is a historic, special recovery. No one's ever done it before or since. Starting the lift of a Halifax heavy bomber from 700 feet underwater. And all of this that we're doing is for our veterans. It's for you, the families of veterans, for those of you patriots that appreciate your freedom. So if you'd like to help us, please donate, support us, and just share. Get that word out there that these guys at Halifax 57 Rescue are not whistling Dixie. We are doing what we set out to do. And we will have more adventures. So if you think this was cool to begin this recovery, you don't know the half of it. And we still are going to go ahead. You will see all our adventures in the coming shows. So please follow us and stick with us. We're going places and we're doing things. We leave no Halifax behind. Thanks. Bye-bye.